That's right!
Welcome to The Know, I'm Turney.
I'm Haywood.
Apparently it's Review Drama Week on The Know. When is it not? And now we've got some more for you guys.
Yeah, this time it's not the Washington Post and Uncharted 4, but Polygon and Doom. And oddly enough, the controversy isn't even about Polygon's actual review of Doom, which isn't out yet, but rather some gameplay video.
Just want to mention that you guys mentioned this in the video we did for Uncharted 4, so hey, you ask for news, we bring the news.
Inception.
Last week, a video that will forever be remembered on the internet, gaming website Polygon uploaded a gameplay of the first 30 minutes of Doom, and boy, it was quite the spectacle.
By the way, forever on the internet is actually less than 30 minutes.
No, it's forever.
Rather than focusing on the game itself, what people actually noticed was that the player's skill level was not great.
Yeah, we'll call it maybe non-existent. It looked more like the first 10 minutes of Doom spread out over 30 minutes. There's shooting at a wall, endless turning, getting lost. Genuinely, like, you don't have to be the best at games, but it's just really not pretty at all.
It honestly sounds like a normal day at work to me. I mean, that's pretty run-of-the-mill. It got so bad for Polygon, though, that they actually disabled comments and ratings on the video.
We're not going to bag on someone too hard or jump into the fray here about the reviewer's skill level, okay? Would never do that, although watching the video was painful. But the whole thing has really started a conversation here, which is what we're focusing on, about whether or not video game reviewers actually need to be skilled at video games to review them.
Some people are saying that yes, people who are paid to play games for a living should be good at them. I mean, let's not cast any aspersions here. While others are arguing that gamers come in all sizes, shapes, and skill levels, and controller configurations, and so all opinions are valid.
Except for you people who play on fish sticks. Do you remember fish sticks?
Fish sticks?
It's like a Halo. Anybody can fish sticks? Okay, Caden's got it. It's fine. Just
like
move on.
Gay fish?
No, not Kanye.
This is another one of those video game industry, why is this such a big deal type stories. And really it comes down to Polygon, who some are accusing of being bad at video games in general now.
Polygon has sort of gained a reputation on the interwebs for being a bit too PC, so naturally people are waiting to take them down a peg or 5 or 10, as the internet does. But there are a few written pieces that they've written in the past that have led people to make these conclusions, so maybe not completely unfounded.
A few weeks back, Polygon staffer Arthur Geese basically noped the fuck out of his Star Fox review, stating, save for very rare, extreme circumstances, Polygon reviews require that a game be completed, or at least a good faith effort be made to complete it. I am not playing any more Star Fox Zero.
They also spent a lot of time talking about The Last of Us being too difficult in their review of that game. They ultimately gave it an 8 out of 10, and we know how people feel about Naughty Dog games not getting a 10 out of 10. We covered it yesterday. To be fair, I just want to say, I had to play that game for review, and it wasn't, how was it too hard? I played it in 2 days, and I look at a wall every now and again. Come on now.
I love that game.
Such a good game.
So now the confirmation bias pylon has started because this is more definitive proof that they're just not very good at games.
Correlation doesn't equal causation. Does that work here? I don't know. It certainly doesn't help that they followed the whole thing up with, how do you turn on a PlayStation 4? Which is a real post that they posted. They really did that.
Well, that was probably more of an search engine optimization post written to pick up some hits from popular searches on Google, or at least you gotta hope that's what it was.
To be fair, my friend Dave also tweeted that this week, and he's a cool guy, so not everybody knows how to turn on a PS4. This isn't the first time that the skill level of reviewers has been put under a ton of scrutiny. You really don't have to look too hard for it on the interwebs. It's actually fairly commonplace in the gaming world.
Last month, Forbes got into some verbal showdowns because they argued for a Dark Souls 3 easy mode, with critics calling them elitist as a result.
I think that's the nicest thing you could
it's actually
called somebody in a hot minute.
That's just a review of a reviewer.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Rock, Paper, Shotgun recently ran a piece about Stellaris being impenetrable in its difficulty, which led to lots of the typical geek good types of comments, which happens basically anytime the gaming press does a live stream or uploads some video game footage, which leads us to believe, why do they do it anymore?
It's true, yeah. You keep hurting me. And to be fair, sometimes in instances like this, it's hard not to comment on it. The video in question really plays out like it's somebody who's not familiar with a controller, or maybe has never picked up one in their entire life.
Snap, Mean Girl Ryan, confirmed. The video did show PS4 controller prompts, so, I mean, who knows? It could be a PC player who's not familiar with a PS4 controller. Maybe they grabbed an intern or another writer who wasn't much of an SPS player in general. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm trying to make his
Regardless of the reason, it's still hard to believe that a video like that went out from any official enthusiast site. But, things happen. Somebody had to play the game.
It's more incredible that it stayed up after all that. It should also be noted here that the person who will ultimately review the game does not seem to be the same person who did the gameplay video, at least according to Polygon's Facebook live streams.
Polygon staffer Russ Frushtick has been streaming some gameplay sessions on Facebook as well, although that seems to be from a PC and the skill levels are a little different, so no confirmation if he's the one who did the original gameplay video.
And really, there's a difference in the quality that people expect from a chatting live streamer than a captured presentation type video.
But either way, the question still stands. Do video game writers and reviewers need to be good at video games?
There's certainly an argument to be had that people who are paid to play games should know how to play them, or at least by virtue of you playing them a lot, you would be good at them somehow. I mean, if you're asking people to trust your professional evaluation of a video game, it does make sense that people expect some sort of level of proficiency.
And that's something that makes video game writing different from other mediums. It's hard for somebody to be bad at watching movies, for instance.
You can have bad opinions, though.
I need to pee a lot in the middle of them.
That's true. Get your prostate checked. Although, let's get real, we've all sat in front of a shitty movie watcher. Looking at you. There's definitely a little bit of merit to the idea that you may not be able to trust someone's opinion if they're not capable of playing games on a base level, because then they might nope the fuck out of something that's not too hard for most people.
Or miss basic fundamentals of the gameplay.
Yeah.
But all of this is forgetting one important distinction. Critics are not paid to play games, they're paid to write about playing games. It may seem like a small distinction, but it's kind of important. And some might say it makes the writer's skill level kind of inconsequential.
Hardcore gamers often forget that the typical gamer isn't a headshotting yes FPS god. Really, there's plenty of average gamers who like to play more than that, like that first Polygon capture video. We call them filthy casuals.
Well, that's a little more casual. There was a level of casualness that
Below
was
that,
beyond.
that's true.
It's just
we call
filthy.
them filthy newbies.
Well, reviews have to be written with the average gamer in mind too, because guess what? They're the ones buying the majority of video games.
Another point to think about is for most of us, playing a game probably feels totally different than someone watching you puzzle your way through the controls for the first time. I mean, anybody who's done some streaming has certainly been subject to the realization that lots of the time, sometimes you bumble around. Lots of the time, sometimes. Like when you bumble through the scripts.
What some would say at Achievement Hunter is our greatest flaw or our charm.
Yeah, our greatest
We
achievement.
never know what the hell we're doing.
Achievement found.
There's a difference, though, between the perception and reality of our own skill level. So sometimes video games are designed to make you feel like the hero of the story.
Right.
So while you may feel like the hero, someone watching may be like, I got the squire.
It's true. Try streaming just once, because people will definitely tell you. Still, all of this does seem to be mitigated when a reviewer at least discloses that they're not fans or experts at the particular genre they're playing. Maybe.
But whether that's being disclosed or not, it's up to each gamer to read the text of a review and decide for themselves if the criticisms have merit. At the end of the day, it's just a video game review, and the proof is in playing the game yourself. Though understandably, if you're just trying to decide where to put your money, you need to start somewhere.
You're kind of boned. So find someone whose skill level you believe in.
Or at least is close to yours.
A candidate you can trust, per se.
Right.
So what do you guys think of this Doom gameplay controversy? Do you think reviewers should be good at games to do their jobs well? And how good do you think they should be? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yep. For more updates on all the review drama you could ever want, like this video and subscribe to The Know. Who are and really it comes down to Polygon itself, who some are accusing of being bad at video games. Blah.
Rock, Paper, Shotgun recently ran a piece about Stellaris.
And to be fair, it's too early.
Yeah, well, it's also possible, just putting it out there, that many gamers are totally overestimating their own skill. I'm not gonna fucking say that. No way. Absolutely
you hear her?
Not.
You're not as good as you think you are.
Cut that fucking line. No way. I'll move on to the next one.
We'll die.
No fucking. I feel like I pissed off Eddy, and he was like,
Let's say this.
all right.